Okay, good morning. Today is May 12th, so you should be grabbing your May 11th through 15th weekly packet. You are turning to Tuesday, making sure you're not working ahead. And let's see, here we are. So if we want to practice writing the date, we're going to write 5/12/2020. Okay, then we're going to turn the page and we are on our phonics first, and we are continuing with vowel team syllables. So directions in section A look at the spelling words in the box, match each word to a vowel team syllable below, and then write the spelling words on the line. So this is very similar to what you guys did yesterday. So you're just identifying the same vowel team patterns from your word box. So if number 1 is asking me to identify the AY syllable, I'm going to go up and I'm going to look for the words that have AY in them. And there's quite a few, but I'm just going to do one example. So I'm going to fill in way. Okay, and you're going to do the same for 1 through 9. All right, now when you come to the bottom, section B, it says write the spelling words that rhyme with each word. So typically you're going to be looking for a word that has a similar ending. So in contain, if I look up at my word box, I see that explain has a very similar ending to contain. So even though your directions don't say to do this, that would be something that might be helpful for you to read the words correctly just by circling those letters that are the same. So under contain, I'm going to put explain, and if you want to challenge yourself, then come up with more words that rhyme with that next to it. Okay, so you'll do the same for 11 through 15. All right, then we're going to turn the page. We're continuing with proper nouns. We're going to capitalize geographic names, which are places and holidays. So the box says the names of specific geographic places or sites around the world are proper nouns. The names of specific holidays are also proper nouns. Each word of a proper noun should begin with a capital letter. So in your geographic names, you have the Rocky Mountains and you have Mississippi River. And we notice that the R and the M is capitalized in Rocky Mountains, and the M and the R in Mississippi River are capitalized. In holiday, we have Independence Day, and then we have Labor Day. And notice that even the word day is capitalized here. All right, so your directions say underline the geographic name in each sentence, then write the sentence correctly on the line. So we remember our editing marks. When we want to capitalize a letter, we put 3 lines under it. So number 1 says, I live on Elm Street. So we are going to capitalize the E in Elm and the S in street. And I'm going to put my editing marks, which is what you should be doing on Thursday with your writing. And then the directions ask us to rewrite the proper nouns correctly with the capital letters. All right, so you'll do the same with 2 and 3. 4 through 6, your directions say underline the holiday in each sentence and then write the sentence correctly on the line. So number 4 says we watched a parade on Thanksgiving. Obviously, the holiday is Thanksgiving. So I'm going to underline the whole word Thanksgiving just because that's what the directions say. But also if you want to do your editing marks, you can do 3 lines under Thanksgiving. And then it says you're rewriting the whole sentence. So rewrite the whole sentence here with a capital T for Thanksgiving. And don't forget your periods. Do the same thing for 5 through 6. Okay, with math, we're continuing on with pictographs. We're going to be solving put together and take apart problems. And this picture graph shows the number of apples that Mrs. Reed bought at the store. Notice that's a title, Mrs., and the M is capitalized. So number 5 says, how many apples does Mrs. Reed buy all together? Of course, the key word here is all together because she is buying red, green, and yellow apples. So you're going to add all of these numbers together, which I think you don't need me to help you with that one. But one thing I would tell you is the same thing that we did yesterday with your pictographs is you should write out how many on each column. So for red, she has 1, 2, 3, 4. For green, she has 2. And for yellow, she has 2. So then, of course, to answer this question altogether, you're going to take all 3 of those numbers out of here. But do make sure, boys and girls, that you're showing your work for all of these, okay? All right, continuing on. Now, this is kind of fun because now you have the opportunity to make a pictograph yourself. And that could be about anything. Maybe you have different color flowers in the backyard. So I'm going to make that my title, Flowers in the Backyard. Okay. And then there are yellow flowers, there's red flowers, there's purple flowers, and there's white flowers. Okay, so maybe there's only 2 yellow flowers, and I might even get a yellow crayon and color that in. Maybe I have a whole bunch of red flowers. So I'm going to draw all my red flowers here. That's trying to draw a rose. All right, but this could be for anything that you want it to be. All right, and so I think you kind of see where we're going with this. So you choose. Maybe you want to do different color pillows. Maybe you want to do different color foods that you have. And if there's nothing in your house that you feel like you could do a pictograph based off of, then you can make up your own here. Okay? All right. And now you are coming over to writing to do your rough draft. And if you remember, our topic was you get to paint your bedroom any color you want. Okay? So you have 2 days to do your rough drafts. So I'm only going to do my paragraph 1 and 2, and then tomorrow I will do paragraphs 3, 4, and 5. So my first paragraph, I'm going to be completing my main idea, and I'm remembering that I don't really have to focus on spelling right now. I don't have to focus on punctuation. I just want to focus on getting all the really good ideas that are in my head down on paper, because that's what good writers do. They don't let all the other rules get in the way of their creative thoughts. So with your rough draft, you're just in your creative thoughts and you're getting everything down. So for my main idea, I got to paint my bedroom walls. Let's see. Have you ever had an offer you couldn't turn down? And that's a question mark, okay? One day, my parents surprised me with the best idea ever. They told me I could paint my bedroom however I wanted. All right, so that's my main idea sentence right there. They told me I could paint my bedroom however I wanted. I couldn't wait to get started. First, now I'm going to my first paragraph, and I've got to remind myself of my rough draft. What did I write about? I wrote about nature. Okay. I wanted to paint one of my bedroom walls to look like nature. Now remember, the prompt asked us to describe it, so I'm going to describe now what it looks like. On the wall, I painted mountains, lakes, and rivers. It was so realistic, meaning it looked real. that I felt like I was in the woods. Okay? So again, I have until tomorrow to finish my whole rough draft. So I'm going to stop here. I'm just going to do paragraphs 1 and 2, and then I'm going to decide to do 3, 4, 5 tomorrow. But maybe you're feeling more energized, and if you're feeling more energized today, then you can go ahead on to paragraph 3. Okay? Okay. So, and now if we were in school, you would be having your spelling homework and your math homework. So that's what we see here. Remember to read for 20 minutes. You can fill in your title. If it's a book at home, that's fine. Or you could read for 20 minutes on Raz Kids. Remember to review your sight words 1 through 7. Lists 1 through 7. You've already learned most of these, but this is going to just give you some little extra practice and remembering that those words make up 90% of the words that we see in books that are on a 2nd grade level. We're going to look at the math in just a second. You're going to take any 3 of your words, write a sentence. If you want an extra challenge, choose 2 words, write a sentence with 2 words. If you want a super challenge, choose 3 words and write a sentence with 3 words, okay? And repeat that for 2 and 3. And then at the bottom, of course, you're going to do your rhyming words. If you want an extra challenge, add more rhyming words, all right? Okay, we're going to turn the page. We're going to look at math for your homework, and all of this is just a spiral review of things that we have already, concepts that we've already learned in math. So I'm not going to show you examples here. You know how to add. I will read number 2 to you in case you need some help there. It says solve the word problem, rewrite the 100, or make a drawing. It says or, and then add to check your work. So number 2 says Savannah had 100 pennies in a jar. She spent some of them. She has 27 in the jar now. How many pennies did she spend? Comparison bars would be great for this. All right. Then you're going to continue to work on telling time as we practiced last week. And then number 7 says stretch your thinking without counting. How can you tell which item has the most on a picture graph? All right, so that completes your work for Tuesday. Make sure you're logging on to Raz Kids. Make sure you are logging on to IXL. You're doing an excellent job on that. Make sure you're using Freckle and Prodigy and being nice to your brothers and sisters. Find something to help your parents with around the house and get outside. I miss you all, and I'm thinking about you often. Okay, I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.